Saba yadamu ina masisema jibra moshe na mosa eti Badwam on Adom TV, multi TV so ma menchia me wofa SK Boafo wofa SK Boafo baby obiano machia minim se udi alanche maintain campaign gidi pa lawyer Osofo SK Boafo. Uncle, good morning. Just in from the Attorney General and Minister of Justice is a press release unjustified commentary about pending criminal and other cases and attacks on state attorneys. The Office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice has observed with serious concern the increased tendency for various persons, including members of the legal profession of considerable standing, to run extremely prejudicial on cases pending before the courts. The cases have been the subject of unwarranted public commentary include but not limited to Republic versus James Jechikwesin, Republic versus Dr. Stephen Oponi and two others, and Republic versus Kesel Atoforsen and two others. Whilst respecting the freedom of all persons in Ghana to comment on any matter including cases pending in court, the Attorney General and Minister for Justice takes note that much of the recent commentary on many of the so-called high-profile criminal cases transgresses permissible limits of free speech, unduly interferes with the work of state prosecutors performing their constitutional function of prosecuting crime in Ghana, and tends to put unnecessary pressure on the courts. The Attorney General respectfully reminds Ghanaians of the principle of the equality of all persons before the law, enshrined in Article 17(1) of the Constitution. No person living in Ghana, citizen or non-citizen, is above the laws of Ghana or immune from an application of same. The Attorney General's constitutional responsibility for the initiation and conduct of all prosecutions of criminal offences implies a duty to prosecute a crime committed in Ghana after proper investigations have been conducted, irrespective of the political, race, color, ethnic, religion, economic, or social status of the culprits. State attorneys assisting the Attorney General in the performance of this hallowed constitutional mandate operate under extreme pressure and are exposed to severe risk. They have the right to prosecute cases freely in a court of law, just as private legal practitioners enjoy a right to defend their clients, free from abuse and attacks on their character. The decision to prefer a charge against an accused person is not made on the basis of a person's political status, social or economic standing, but on the strength of evidence subject to the scrutiny of the courts. An acquittal of a person by the court does not imply malice on the part of the Republic in the filing of a charge. The perception that a crime committed by a person of high political standing in society should not be prosecuted is dangerous for society and must not be countenanced. The Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice observes that many of the recent comments by various persons on some criminal matters, particularly those mentioned above, widely publicized in the media, clearly exceed the bounds of acceptable speech as they seek to disparage prosecutors in the eyes of the public and frustrate prosecution of those cases. Some of the comments are orchestrated to pervert the course of justice and or prejudice the fair hearing and determination of the cases. The Attorney General and Minister for Justice, in the discharge of his duty to protect the administration of justice from abuse, hereby entreats the general public to permit the streams of justice to flow freely and uncontaminated by undue comments and pressure on the courts. The Attorney General finally cautions that no immunity is conferred by a person's position in Parliament, the judiciary, traditional authority, the bar, or any official position from the consequences of interference in the administration of justice or an attempt to overreach a judgment to be delivered by the court in any matter. We must respect due process. And is signed Godfred Yeboah Dame, the Attorney General and Minister for Justice. Anna Ninsashe Sakata Wiase. On this note, Mamima Reverend Tim Fojo, Reverend O professional choir engineer.
Mineral engineer.
Mineral engineer. Yeah. Ona o ma Chasupoku an opportunity in mining
a decline no. Branham human resource superintendent or Goldfields Ghana Limited. And Obai.
Okay.
But near me directly.
And Obai.
And
to share careful.
And obey national service. We and naming modern bounty.
Okay.
Or can one far to our
I see.
As a matter of fact, there were about 6 young engineers at that time. On free polytechnics, technical universities, near other universities by okay. Those were high flyers, and so we must train them and give them special attention. And he had a series of training more, and he emerged one of the brightest. Amino Kase, he's a senior electrical engineer at Goldfields Ghana Limited.
All right.
That was the year 2008, 2009.
All right, 2009.
Yes.
I see. So Reverend, I seen South, Member of Parliament. I say Naminipa, a Baptist.
Victory Bible Church.
Victory Bible Church.
That's a two Safro. So as over for Hodakro.
One of these days. Oh, Hefa.
Me branch near East Legon.
East Legon.
Now a a very big program. Our headquarters, Dominion Sanctuary or Awushi.
Victory
Bishop.
Bible is this long
Bishop and a Takia boy.
Yeah, long old Takia boy.
Yes.
Automatic.
And you know, Namengo transfer and we are hosting Archbishop.
Those kind of breeds, no? Yeah. Okay,
okay. Archbishop Charles Adinasari, supernatural impartation, wiki, Ukuyada, Yawada,
and
you may, 5:30.
Yeah. Okay.
Pablo, the
church. Same way now. More than they see traffic light, you know. Okay, all right. Yeah. It will follow under the apostolic or the teachings or the evangelism or which one?
Maybe typically no pastor.
Okay.
Pastoral.
Okay.
Yeah.
Efre ana oko.
Efre.
Okay.
Efre. You school from university no.
Okay.
There were campus pastors. Those days, campus Christian family. It was a charismatic umbrella of students, Christians at our campus. Very vibrant in UMass, KNUST, Legon, and some other universities. So, men and I can't more handle leadership, you know, at UMass. So, for 2 consecutive years, for 3 years, I was in leadership. Maybe I did twice. But
the difficulties, a combination with your profession, that's the engineer plus work of God plus an area quite slippery. When you are Mahosuka Krebia, Bona, or the Trodi, or the Nantitwicha, now the Enoma and Senfata, and the compromises be Eba, Unyame, Ejumenum. So, how well have you been managing this one?
Also, so we are software. We are software, we are judges. A software, be a journalist, be a doctor, be a lawyer for Benue engineers, no money. Nina Mono, or more a bibia, kama. Now, about politics in one, it becomes a bit strange. Now, we are often was our politics in one. Because of long standing perception, beer not politicians be near be, any or more some kaye, any or more acetinum, never be a course on. I portray entrenched perception of very, very negative perception. Of course, a politics is very adversarial. As a politics, I say to know. As a politics, I say to trust them. You can't throw near the and those perceptions. No, I won't go for a trimupa. But politics originally was not meant to be so.
Okay.
But I did the movie and I say Bonyo ebata home. But won't mean for Bonyo and find generalizing. And you know, if you determine say we did no crack. When you suffer crana so politics, Munas or determine say, Medinocre, may market as a shiny project any many more. Now resolve what? It be a bad thing, dear. It be a very unpopular, dear. And so, I'm a bit
so is the resolve? Because me elder, sometimes, you know, there are certain LPMs you have me, Yehojuma, and me, the Meshum the boy bra. You know, so apostolic empowerment ministry. And then me home a boy bra. But you have to do it because it's a requirement of the job that you are doing.
Yes, but once Nina Mono, while Suncronet two mono, sorry penny, no. And you may be a while, Nadia Bay. A bew while, a woman sent Kaupimun Kawan yet, but Nadia, service Abia, a yet bonnet, and to know Nakaunya, is it? They were digging now, so into the honor, dear, in between. But dear, a year bonnet pa, what Payona names the Debbie, where the enemy GD Bebra, and on Nadia Bay. No matter how your superiors will force you to say your way. You tell them that as a matter of principle, me no one dream away home. And to wait may any say, name on wait mean any say. Name on be over not it's a matter of discretion. Say, oh, can the normal circumstance, can sorry penny dear. Advent with you, come in, be not a service, 17% alcohol be money at it. So marketing, yes, if I'm model rule platform. So some of those ones, though it's not as grave as some other ones, be an honor. I see. So Obadia Tum say Pablo Fache, na dey preach kakeba. Obadia Tum I'm assuming Papa. I'm assuming you praise me. Obadia Tum say a Christopher should generate that interest to be frontline active partisan politicians. Absolutely. As I said, I was say Nyamisru edi bibie mu kan. Say e pese katasehye project a bibi memu ha nyina no research just afini afibia for over 40 years 50 years tracking no over $3 trillion in dollars any lose through corruption. That's a person nyina so ti. Na wo na wo ye Kristo ni won kire na ogidi kire say twen free sa anoma ne ho na ogidi no na se wo so mfa ho emiwura mu a eno no so bi wo fro ye na se nyoma kochewa then na beka. So it's about time that we don't just sit on the fence, but who are feel say wakuma mote wa feel say ogidi eno ontete no bema wadi nokre ama oman resources kakra e be kura no. You must be interested. Say won so no be kire wadwen e wo man na memwe hu. Okay. And you know politics no is the governance system no ya dia. So it can be described as a dirty job. But the processes that lead to the governance system. Practicing democracy. But sometimes the excesses in the political processes now faso edekwa abemu and no now I attractive for everyone. But I encourage that well-meaning Christian you are the light to our generation. You are the salt of the world. Into we should all express. But the Church of Pentecost, and I spearheaded the chairman of the Church of Pentecost, Apostle Eric Nyameche, and also why a Christian be so we are assemblyman, so be a police station officer, we are a branch. I'm friend of branch and ward executives. We are electoral area executive. We are constituency officer and our regional executive or party BM. We are MMDC, past president. We are MP. We are government appointee. The governance system. Any media for. Our Pentecost Convention Center at the end of this month. Now you did not see hope. Now you need church to drain. Yes, you are or Bible moon dear beboye. All right. So, Medasipi, Reverend Tivo, Deputy Minister for Education, and Monshen also. The other NDC Amanyo Kuno, Mebuno Obuabo, Mano Kamusi, and Diomoko Akon in court. Osai Emrenim for an Osai businessman, an Osai philanthropist, an Osai Queenie. That's the most interesting aspect to me. Was I Christian? Yeah, Fred Pablo, by very George Parado.
George Opare Adom. Correct. It was only a what for now police in lawyer. And also the side of
the judge.
But you know, NDC Muye Boko. After victory, no matter Mugusu Yajuma.
Oh, so victory in a sense of means nothing until we totally liberate the people of this country.
Oh, is that how you are seeing?
7 December 2020.
That's how I'm accepting at the end.
Of course,
victory with the move from
this was a natural order. BB and LC.
It is
NSC. And so this is what the base needed. I mean, the Ama base. And to say you be liberate your mind way. Now you are Gigana, FE, so reckless, despotic, careless, forgive my word, but useless administration. Yeah, you woman, you sabi to craft until that liberation comes, no, we cannot celebrate. Until 7 December 2024. But no, I be propose on no. Ya kwa twaba, ni asesa ban we, ni da ban fofora, or the hope, and the daso, I be brega na man. We cannot be celebrating.
Okay, so convince me the next 5 minutes. I didn't know say me could na adakanim na me could team John Dramani Mahama and any member of parliament. Just convince me and my viewers.
The decline. Make Borough President Kufuor and the West. I say Shawa sitting them na tuabapa. The current economic conditions. For 2016, for purchasing power. In 2016, the Ukra 100 Ghana cedis are at least which means minimum 6 bags of cement in 2016, and then 100 Ghana cedis. Unya 1 bag of cement in coffee. And in 2016, Ukra 100 Ghana cedis are ubetmia have breakfast, lunch, dinner for a whole family. And 100 Ghana cedis, one onkwa breakfast. So the economic condition is bad. They toss me, you know, governance, the opulence, the impunity and how government officials are related to the citizens of this country. And the structure of government itself and how large this government size has been. And the senior, misuse your meager resources. And the issue of your water bodies. And how government had promised that you were going to fight it. And every day the situation gets worse. The third reason I'll give you is on your security. And then the judicial system. The uncertainty of our judiciary. I'm a lawyer. 99% of the time, what do case by the firm? The way issues need to be settled. Because you see, when there are no certainty of loss, now we businessman, investor, now do you see Kabama and then there is a perception. And this perception is not coming from the Parado. The National Security Minister, Honorable Kandapa, addressing nation and say, sometimes I just name my opposition in Winnibi. That was a pregnant statement he made. In this oil investor now, and there are so much uncertainty within the judiciary. Now, him say in quotes, there is a saying that only a buying for Nyasama and then I'll be different. It kills business confidence. The fourth reason I'll give for young people, especially young people, today, brain drain is taking away half of our people. And then the number of Ghanaians are migrating because they've lost total confidence in the Ghanaian government. Go and check the embassies. Canada. The number of young people are not coming on Medjuma. Now, rush it out just because this government has failed young people. And the last reason I'll give you why you should vote for John Mahama is very simple. You see, experience matters. John Mahama is human. And in every human organization, certainly, Bibiana right. He's had the benefit of hindsight. Say, wababi dio my penny, na wasamba bet nefi. Na we baby asabe, na ba no, if there were any shortfalls, maybe I would toast me. Sebio kwasia, and I be your tefre, no. Do on ma, on taking the pragmatic steps. Now on sign of a Also, we have the experience of John Mahama coming back into government. The mess now, you woman, no. You need an experienced hand to steer you out of that mess. And Omo pre-presidency, no. Obekaya in 2016, President Mahama can't say me. Osundi president that don't criticize me. Or can't that statement, no. We mistook him out of context. And then the MPP went to the market. Hey, but today, the GD said, sir, 99 questions now about me settlement Mr. Atano. Give him those same questions, he will not be able to answer. But the good news is that Omo Mobabe pre-president John Mahama is the most experienced person with his experience. Because you see, we don't have enough time to solve our problems. In having our try Makwe, for president for no about nothing about experiments. And usually it takes you about a year or two for any new government to establish. But with John Mahama, with his experience and being there before, from vice president to president, and mind you, during President Mahama's time, we suffered one of the worst economic conditions. It was not global, but it was peculiar to third world growing economies because of commodity prices. It's around that time when the price of gold fell, oil fell, we had to revise our budget twice, between the 2014-2015 periods. No? Those were things that affected third world countries, and those were very worse and harsh conditions. But in all this, he steered us out. In 2016, the Ghanaian economy had rebounded. In his State of the Nation address in 2016, I remember him telling us that by 2017, we will see total economic recovery. What was the result in 2017? In 2017, it was not because of the NPP, because you see, no economic policy takes effect over a year. A year, what they came to inherit under the John Mahama administration, and if they'll be honest to themselves, is what gave them their best indicators in 2017. When Mahama was leaving, when President Mahama was leaving, not the 2 additional oil wells, so the kind of revenue are buying we've been here in 2017, 2018, now by bidder. So we should not be finding ourselves where we are today. And so for me, George Faria, but you need to 5 minutes. Yeah, but 5 minutes in doing So for me, wait me the preliminary comment, maybe not me. So for me, if I'm a voter, these are the issues I'll look at.
Okay, so to sum it up, lessons have been learned.
Certainly, everybody learns. And so, and now you need experience, not experiment. Okay. And so for the Ghana you want, John Dramani Mahama, and a bit of
Ghana, a bit of fun into my pay friend.
Ghana, no, yes,
Ghana, now, a bit rule out perceptions, judiciary,
it's not just perception. You see, for the National Security Minister, who is a member of government, to even make those statements, then it is not just perception.
Okay, so, Medasi, Reverend, say open so to the
impending for it share to 1 year TA free asin patam nyina asin south asin central asin of nyina nipa ba ko na ni nyina ne se ene obi a otie bia nso e de nchiaso ko de man menua Pablo say aban yet is useless government. That word no use you. E wo afidie.
Aban no ho nim fa so.
I say useless. No we say useless. But
so yes say kire odi an.
Aban
say bia to so say.
Sa aban no dey say be to so friends say useless no. E no na ba aban mu ene. Otumi nya light dem 24/7.
That is another.
Sa aban no oba ya. Dum so a egu amanfo adwuma, egu companies adwuma. Studio ha na bana mo company any generator dey be to fu ogumu a nya dey studio akra betun about discussion for 1 hour continuous sa aban ne ba ya dum so is a thing of the past that edwuma gina sa aban no na aba mofra over 2.5 million etumi ehia forma esika forma NB forma NDC forma PNC forma, CPP forma, LPG forma, and MPP for Ubia so Timemuni Ghana ni Mako over 2.5 million. To me across secondary school. I won't pension na afibie mu no enkura wom daakye edimu enkura wom daakye betumi akwanimu a wom aben atwa enso omuntumi enkwanimu over 150,000 ebia no mukafie watwa enso fameko no ani ho saa ban no a wode saa ho asi describe no and abeyi we nyina afiri ho saa ban ya all describe his excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo aban pa ono ene ba ya sabi ya uba omemu ha woni a ani bi atumi aboa mo on ba wi secondary school na mpo no wanya training college akọ wanya nursing training akọ na aban no akọ homa body a ode ma no eso na sen no nsutumi edisua de ndachi bi oba be nurse ni am wo man no aye teacher ni am wo man no or insensitively no otwa mu ase on say emfa ne ho say de kom no mde be school say de binim be jai school say aho kire bi o mbe fa mu bia no ehia wo mu a otwa mu no sa ban we a ya ban pai ena de sa no ma ni nyina ba ya yasetina mu eyeye kane no or compare 2016 to ene they will be 200 cities aye ko Americans na ko ko France ko America ko you America say ejada France tu ko UK na ko say in last in 2016 na kura $100 e wa America then na atumi ye na me no ka say ukura $100 wa America then na atumi ye ukura £100 e wo Britain Sicily then na atumi ye compared to the na atumi ye in 2016 the eba ya torrenchem kesi esi ye COVID-19 esi ya enye Ghana nko a na eho kan ye amama nyina sabi woni ana gina brane woni ana amama mpuku omo kobo besia a wonpo eye adoye de ma amama nkuma bi krampo no won nyina de umti pempem ye no sabi enye Ghana nko a na ya me ne da na sese esi wa bra his excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo ene MPP aban na yete so na ka esi wo omampani dada mahama empenso na ni sempenso a enka ebia nka Ghana kra ya tum kra me nka akopɛ bia atena enti ye besere se aban pa ye de nepa aba na sabi nyoma ba ku mienu bi na ewo ho a eye generally affected wo kan so na COVID na bi ansi Africos ko Africos yes ho they have run to IMF the one the emwa wo hia free IMF kra no eso eye de ne mo hu mienu enti no it is untold hardship that plunged the whole world that no country was an exception afei and obia economy no efifen kakra enam amemu penti enam pempenso a yedru na minim se enwoma pa his excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo na bi aban de agu akwan mu no se enwoma ba ku mienu bi mpo na enam sa COVID-19 ene Russia Ukraine Russia for koto say Ukraine for so a enso affect obia aman bia no aho kire de bae no ye free mu kakra yi eno hye pa de agu akwan mu no ebeboa aman trasa finko na wiye no na etumi akoye ni na eye kura se 2016 na COVID mai na mai Russia Ukraine invasion mai enti no se obi a nyame adom no why an assemblyman why no member of parliament why no deputy minister why no minister asan no vice president o asan ba be president no wadi ni mrawi na 2016 odi ni dwumadi nyina akwawi ye sabi den biu na ahwehwe se eye oman na apani ye ya enka wonku gina mpo biu enti no bibipa bia ni ba bia bi de wo yachi o the reason why omahene nyame boye no ye ni padua yi odi ye ni eba ye nim wanfa ye ni ama ye chi ni se bibi papa bia ni yachi enti no de obia de nyame de som na odi dum na odi be som oman na fam de obetumi aye bia wa ye wie 2016 enti no se on hindsight afenu hu se oh nka nanka ese miye we a sa kwanya no nya ye no atwam. He's a former president. So,
okay, so
will he remain? Inti yakoya ni mwa nyame siesi ni pafofra.
No problem.
Oba beto aso free.
No problem.
But me can dey see with no. Ghana no, ya na bi movie so 8 years. There be people have risen above that. And then me know ka say deputy minister for employment has sent me data the picture over 5 billion jobs are. Ya ban create the ama
okay,
ama
I wanted
8 years cycle so
5 million jobs
we try 8 years and 8 years and kosa breaking the 8 no
measure on the data on employment more revise in note the president talks about 3 the vice talks about 2 point something. Then the data you have is talking about
5 million.
It is true that you have created job opportunities, but more careful with more figures now more they buy out.
Oh, very well. Very well.
Now, Mr. Musa say when you go to church, when you go to the market, when you take your children to the school, and as no now for so finish here, a minimal catch them say times are really tough.
Submission mono. Many or how NAM COVID-19 in Russia, Ukraine. Because from 2016,
hold on, hold on, Mr. Mestre NDC4 and them communicators. It might not be a sufficient reasoning for the times that we find ourselves in, but don't underestimate the impact of COVID-19 and the Russian-Ukraine war on economics like ours. But say they are mostly to the JJ mono. Madarma Mr.
Omahine, me say American. Serbia, it would be very arrogant for anybody, whether in opposition or in power, to say which be any Ghana will be a waton. It would be very dishonest and arrogant on the part of anybody. And America say, or how are you as or mine, and you're Ghana and any woman. And your man, our mamma, my market said,
is it any who said
in perspective? And America said, yes, sir, I buy Nasi 2017. Or how are not Ghana woman? You to me, a boy, homo dear, a fiba kuntemuna, you to me, a year who free manuma pejai. Now, share economic growth. Now, share GDP, baby, a drew ye, share inflation, said ye taste so a buy. Now share your balance of payment, be your deficit, yet so Nini na you can see any. That's the health of the economy. No, economy jobs I started to see creating. Na a honto a war mayim sebisika na a ban man for bottom. The son said, the nanke so the kutia ube school fees, Nini na sam be good bottom because I buy half a sakan. Nini na sa all the gains are 2018 year twice, so 2019 year twice, no.
But for COVID and Russia,
who shut the record that you start seeing near qua, saying COVID-19 buy it. Any Russia, Ukraine, no, if some boom, and you need some pens.
Okay.
And I make us a no what to talk who could have been worse off than this. But a sound and prudent economic management, and it's a part. You did go a Muntino, and the Iguswa ye free moon kakra, and to us, I think when we not and she pa, you did go a Quemuno. We are getting restored to the days of 2017, 2018, 2019.
Okay.
Nasa Abreno. COVID MI. We should bear with the times we are in. Na yenya GD ewo banudifua ama amemwe ewo ekrayi. Entino so because of arrogance be say koba ye nanka. Sabe abemfo that's bambia dia chese na mo sabe COVID-19 in Russia Ukraine buy ya honchire kakra be mo de monte ya na no na ka bia nipa de be ma na dibim but ye nyina ya tetete nyoma so ya tetete ama measures dey come nyina we are sensitive to the people and the times of ourselves in
young conversations but I don't know what that way be but just some
quick one. Let not the NPP and the reverend let be a reverend kasa wait the trade deceive the good people of Ghana say MPP by no matter so we do so. I mean, as of October 2016, maybe.
This Doomsday debate,
what facts?
This debate.
What you and who settled it way? As of 2016 October, not Doomsday and the Okumano. That we had gotten additional installed capacity.
No.
Yes. Yes.
What the NPP is, what the NPP is refusing to acknowledge and accept, and they say the quantum of doom, say if I put it that way, when the NDC was exiting, was almost 98% done. Into Modia Mabaya Sosun say, a bind to us, the Fafango Nisika somewhere.
No, but if you don't mind, that argument is not accurate. That argument,
you had done almost.
We had finished. We had finished. How did you cure them? So, then I'm the car. Then I'm the car. You've not added anything to it.
Because the good
we jam Esla. To take care of energy sector levy and the can
that's now Tesla was there while
well, good thing is that we are enjoying power and we all admit that the NDC's contribution towards the power generation
we solved Doom Sansana here. Doom was not the creation of the NDC.
Okay, so
successive governments refused
had
to add
experienced that.
It's no.
Okay,
So don't come and blame it on the NDC.
Successive government, I agree to that.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
No,
Everybody-
legacy.
we solved it. That is responsible.
You might not like
and
the
everybody
time.
taking responsibility for
You might not like the time. Maybe because of 4 years they are not watching. But also technical people just say that those
you can't build a terminal plant over 2 years.
Yes, that's what I'm
So you cannot sit
So
here
the technical minds also tell you that you cannot. Okay, so Yemon Pai through those turbulent times again.
Independent.
I'm sure you just said what the Attorney General.
I'm going to come to that.
Yes.
Is it many are Godfrey Dame or me senior at this other? My Godfrey Dame MBV to say the ostrich. My man ye pick and choose. Not the end of the no barbetron, not the end of the no. I can't see. Sir, or Kasa on Kasa says statesman. The Attorney General's office is the only officer our constitution move ministerial appointments. No. And no pen a constitution, no, except defining. It's a very big portfolio, and I go for the Kitano. Sabi, what is the issues here? The Akoso with the Jachikwesin trial. Say appeal, Supreme Court has decided. Say, in the heat of the elections, we got the President of the Republic of Ghana. Ebejina Jachikwesin Kurum, Asim Breku. Ekache Breku man say, Omo Twaba ma Jachikwesin obeko jail.
Ankanisa.
Master, so say no can. At the end of the day, maybe at the end of the day. Or say, Mobe Twaba ma nipa obeko jail. The so fast one day.
Ankanisa.
Na say no can. Say no can.
President can.
The president had the president had no business as a lawyer.
Probably what you have to.
As a lawyer, to even pass any comment on the Jachikwesin matter. He has no business. Only because you see, Kasa, to me be anymore. But President Kasa, it has the tendency to say, a bit sweet, judge now, Odi Asemono. Because when the judge is overzealous and he wants to please the president, what would he do? Because one person betray president, Nano Akusi money. But the president of the republic had the nerves to stand in Breku. Of course, yes, he's not above the citizens of this country. We'll be able to be criticizing him. Ebejina Breku.
Or current president.
Ebejina Breku. But be a Jachikwesin fee. And make those reckless, in quotes, comments. They were reckless, and the president had no business coming to mention them.
Okay,
so
it's
to make reckless comments. I am unapologetic about it. The statement was reckless. It was reckless for the the statement the president made was reckless.
Said the Bayer, yes, young for so many baby entipin konya kasatra empire mampen hono. Wadaroma, the Osushuma no, a Bayer say ye dis uncommon or young from Rebecca. But yen shake quanya, ye for
what is the meaning of reckless?
And your papa.
Exactly. And the mechanic tree, because castle kind and Tassu. It's the same, bro. So why do you people call the sitting president incompetent when we not saying wrong? Exactly. And then so reckless, on Momo, the difference.
And Tassu,
exactly. And Tassu, reckless. Incompetent, no, bro. Incompetent, no, so, it is the president and the be floodgates, no citizens, they make comments.
Agreed.
But I remind you, what Godfrey is refusing to acknowledge is that over the preamble of the Constitution, any chapter 1 of the Constitution, sovereignty lies with the people. So Nipana Sempa don't mean cancer. He's only found his voice because of Mahina Kasa. He's only found his voice.
And the reference of
and then he also went further to say, attack state attorneys. Nobody has attacked any state. I mean, take comment will be attacking state attorney. Yeah. All the calls that has come, even including the former attorney general, Akonya Otinema and Godfrey Dameba, are saying the same things that Omahine said. And Omahine, you know the most important thing. If they say sovereignty resides in the people out here, and you big brofo say 2 million kasa, you're the teacher of mine. Any other phone say more. The woman know we the people yourself. It is that freedom you walk. I decided say when you person echo. That sovereignty that resides in the people, no. The Supreme Court of Asenof, not the Supreme Court of Ghana. The Supreme Court of Asenof. Say, on my peninsula, beko jelo, onko jelo, ono niepe. That statement the people of Asenof made, and on my yes statement, no ketuemo, boya. It was loud. Loud enough, I say be asua in Diebu Boase Mumpono. The statement is loud enough, I say, ye send you if you asu. Say, any government that listens to these people, any governments are a take a member say, now understanding the key concept of governance. The first thing they will do is to get the attorney general. And like Ayiko said, I don't blame Godfrey Dame. Some of your smartphone. But cabinet must convey now, if I was the president, like I'm afraid, for the sake of unity of the people of Asenof. And the statements on my yatre, enter nollifosikwa. It is part of the legal process. There is nothing wrong. And no to say that to a court crano. I just Johnny John we go no. They went to enter nollifosikwa on their parts. Oma judge take court. Reversible forces could easy kumasi. They entered the nollifosikwa. What is Jackie Kwesi's crime? Say me Canada, it means soon be me babe son me mind. And then I've heard people like Samuel Okujeto lawyer no more making comments say yes sanction no mind. In this country, but people like Okujeto dance.
No, distinguish.
Samuel Okujeto the lawyer, on an American. Sebi, let the end say anything that anybody says, I don't feel say on any agree. I read his comments and I felt sad. At the level now we do not quite penny. So they say, Obi Fuma, granted the position Domahina Fuma. At his level, as a member of the legal fraternity for so long, he's become more of a persecutor. We saw saying chases so and how he behaved. But okay, even Irani brothers, such people, such men. There are people like they sit in this country and they do pick and choose. They are almost there. They are almost feel say a favor and then they find their voices. It's a nyachum. Say operating from Swaka. Aka President Akufo-Addo ekasa na and obeko comment say ya de bo be man. Because you see the effect Akufo-Addo ewo.
It's different from the Domahine.
The effect of Domahine is different. And mind you, the platform under which Domahine Kasa is totally different. And he spoke in his capacity as a citizen and a chief. As a high court judge, Oatmin co-influencing a colleague high court judge. So his statement was an appeal. It was an appeal. And every citizen in God said, go to the preamble of the Constitution and go to chapter 1 of the Constitution, chapter 1, article 1, verse 1. Sovereignty. So he spoke as a citizen with that sovereignty, to appeal to the Attorney General. Say, Osre, Omunjai, the Omoyeno, Nanka, Asumri Embra. Then for Godfrey Dame, all of a sudden to find his voice and Wako peace, now creating the impression is that people are attacking state. If I'm attacking state prosecutor. Godfrey Dame will brought for trial. Only 2 Akufo-Addo for judiciary. By Brasemu. On Kanje Akufo-Addo say his statement he made in Breku was unwarranted. Then yet. Because and no other tendency. I swan a bit to influence you. Apart from that, me who did here Domahine statement. Are you close to Akasa? And also swear. He's a leading member, he's a senior member at the bar. Former Attorney General, senior member of the NPP. and not just him, a lot of other well-meaning citizens. It has become more of a persecution instead of prosecution.
Baby, I'm Mubiaki and Semno Akudu.
Well, Omahine, Keke ni Jaya. Exactly. But once they bring it on board, we'll tell them what we have to tell them.
Okay.
Then they have to train sign.
Okay.
Omahine, Jachi Kwesi trial.
So,
Reverend, Ober respond, but you could try home, bra.
You could try home, bra. You could no kasa no ato. That's idea. Okrofo ni menyawo.
Of your text messages, na message mo send mo text messages na text messages I share my text messages why you can feel say text messages so I share in the pamcho I abunya abotre. Piaga say what experience is Opariado talking about? And also in terms of Jomama experience and seminar Okan. And then Daniel Agbedunu say talking with facts and evidence. Doritoka say only you na ope Mahama, not Ghanaians, Pablo. Basco the leader so my great honorable Pablo for me. Solomon Braku say Pablo is not the loud kind of politician, but very effective and efficient. Daniel Agbedanu say a pastor doing propaganda with doom so. Emmanuel Kofi ISA Commander George Oparado, we love you. Continue to inspire us. Piaga say, should we ignore free senior high school, continuous electricity and receiving salary every month and vote for Dumso backward Mahama again? Never. And this also says Ghanaians should never try to make a mistake to bring back Mahama and the NDC again. Wise up, Oman, Ghana. Reverend in Team Fojo, this is where you belong. And then Richard Loco also say, ask Pablo, which government is more ... than the NDC that brought us doom so. Okay, so it's going on, very on. Okay, we are back to the studio. Nana Chere say, please ask Reverend for me, what was the situation in Ghana when there was no COVID? Okay, so Nana we knew the opposite of trading, but before we na kwaba Reverend yen try come so.
Omahine omanya ye wo mu say penny bi kan bi mpo na say onu na nya adwen a okwan fa so a ye ka. So nipa no oye former president, so oye current president, so oye o flag bearer, so oye opposing parties flag bearer. Sabe mpenifo bi ti say His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Openi bi ti say former president John Mahama. Openi bi ti say lawyer Mrenimu ni venerable Samuel Kujetu. Na say wakan bibi na say woso ne nya adwen a. You must be very measured in the kind of words you use to describe him. Because the honorable Ikwe Otu kan ya eto wo aso no de. Eno de wo praise no. There are so many things President Mahama has said concerning this trial, which I disagree, but I will not use unprintable words to call him reckless, to call him that. That be Sabia. Obejina saying many places campaign you. E can some be bra enyen no kre. E krampo can some be the tia judge for I wo man mu say.
They will be may repeat it.
Say oh no maybe ni say Jachi Kwesi embu mra bia so. Na emumu no politics are edi judge for munti na wo mo aya asem no se de tie nanka onye boni bia ha na politics na ama judge for no ama that kind of ruling when nanka we the president da ye nkan san asem we ujama boys no na so mo an betwitwa santro no nanka wo makwa akokeka me di ho ya but I won't use unprintable words to describe the voice no not my voice no my voice no could you just answer my voice no I'm talking about the voice I'm not talking about my president one ankasa na kokan so onye boni a go na court it is my time Omahine Mr. Okasano my interjected into Mr. I just a few.
It is the perception that we carry in this country about how the judiciary has carried itself.
Entino. And
Pablo, your commander is just of up and down.
there were gunshots at the police station. There were gunshots. Oh no, there were gunshots at the police. But I was there, and then they attacked my car. Maybe the man took you down for me. But I minimum the police has videos of maybe treasure down parameter one job, I'm metro back on minimum.
You know them?
Oh, massa, now you're crying here. Oh, my don't tell me will be a family.
Yeah, from
maybe in case I called down police, maybe the police never frame. Your man frame here. That's the police in best of them.
They didn't touch
me. Care. Yeah, two. And yes, say BBSCO. We went to do monitoring. Yeah, at the police station. 3 cars, she buying in the demon, and I'm a Savannah, name me voter regional youth organizer, and I Eastern region. 2 deputies, now I'm met in the land cruiser. Because they're over and be a room. Operado no way for. Now I'm saying, Operado there. We chairman, he's a local person, you know. We chairman, we say, they're not almost near me, and I may tinted into someone. But Obakun came through, or Benim no who said, and until Uncle said, not the crowbar, a ball windshield, no. But you didn't change the ball, a ball glass, no. And not me cheap, dry. To me, 2 car, no. Me pay it you. Hey, dear, that is how they came to us saying awful. And I was like, so I went straight to the police command.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm here.
It's a very serious matter. It's a very serious matter. We need to visit where you made the complaint to get the update on what is happening.
They took my statements.
Yeah, of course.
And the police, the good thing is that when they attacked me, the policemen on duty came. Because that camera, I sent him to try. Because police command on them. So all the movie video, they have a recording of everything. So
okay.
To watch.
All right.
It's in the matrix, and then exactly 1 week.
Okay.
They trace the police in the frame.
Okay.
I'm going to some much boys.
Okay. But we have to go there. We have to visit them to get to know how far they've gone.
Exactly. That's why they have
All right.
Yeah. The menu I can see so na me de to me reaction so. Omemu emra wa ha o. Emra wo memu ha. Enti se ubu mra so a na se emra no ani wudi a. Sabe the Pablo kan nipa okwa attack no sa kwan we so. Se emra ne so ni mu na ni di a. Na se wo so ye MPP ni na afi se bia nipa na ye PNC na o ye NDC ni o ye we nti no. Ukugina mu so yenyi no. And to judge for no munyi because of a political case. I would disagree with you. And in much the same way, judge question, or your NDC or your politician. Say the same emranwa obi ebuswa as emrane fana kwan. Then this will be interfere no. Sabia. Enyame ne da na sese menu Pablo free sa de free mo. Sa so na Jennifer Queen, ahonso MPP ni also had a similar attack. But ninyina no asin memo asin south asin central asin north in our history of politics any fourth republic here to abey won te see ato aba ho ema etu ato anase kan bi obi akotwe se kan sabi oba asin memo na se etu aba na police fo ni ho kra na on an ordinary day obi abeto na aba kama we koye by election entino ndema bebre ebe frafrem. That is why some of these things are being seen. Now, so no, nhwehwem bi eseko nipa wa attack Jennifer Queen ni MPP ni bia no. Ese nhwehwem koso. Nipa bi a also attack Pablo. In the same way, that investigation must go on. Na se chiche safo no. Na se obi ba because o the attack Pablo ye MPP ni osusu so ye MPP ni nti yenya no. Ana so obi ba because o the attack Jennifer Queen ye NDC ni nti no yenya no a. I disagree. Imagine the same way. Mra na ye ka ho asem. Mra no say woni mra na adwen say woni mra no nya adwen until say sa mra no ebesesa through the prescribed constitutional procedures be review no say mra ewo yetintin ewo ye mra mu dia. It is a law that the judiciary is expected to adjudicate over. Enti no say we ohene say we judge ni say we former the wuje bia no ye besere say ye ma mra no emfa na kwan na interferences, political interferences. Se edru esu a se ebu emra Adamu Saka ni bu mra we esu dia eno no nya dia ebeka se oh da bi NDC 2012 mo na mo abam aden na sabre no se migiri se sabre na ohinin do ma hini sasa abra no yo hene ko di hina che enso man tiswo kan say oh Adamusa kandi ebu sa amra we isu yi the same cross no obu so no sa kwadu na ne dia boja chikwesi na den na sa abra no de do ma hene ya meka se misra eye ne diem ohene me bodin a me bon fan di watam me did watam because they o kan me na wonya adwe na mo de meka se ka be yefe se nka sa abra ne nso no ko beka se we politics ntino wo de magina kunya firi ne nsam a munya no e ho no ya nte bibia sa na momu no mia me nua jachi kwesi me na nyina ya sini utwa me nsa moja beba no utwa jachi kwesi de say moja ne beba e nyina ya senfo ntino anije ben menya say me nua be kwa akodam sabe what jubilation will I jubilate? I cannot gloat over anybody's misfortune but ye kan nyina ne say eye mara ntino ubusuani kura no ato mra mu a mra no akọ say de omo ekokika kira sen na ofofo etwa ntro so onye boni bia de a ene se mra no de beto se de eda se mo pesa attorney general etua na mo bia sabe he is a learned attorney general ne bobre ene ne credibility enye se Ghana nko awo the whole world no wagedini oya brante wa anso sabe nyankopon adom de adom no ene nyansa wonti no ewo kwan bebre so no amaman e de buo sonko de ma no e de buo e de ma friends ma o man no enti sa nipa no nyu obi a wo abeki kansem bi de atia no emra no ene se efa na kwan emra no e de koto be bi se ekoto a obi abehu ne sunsanso enti sabe enye obi a na tanja chikwesin me MP for Asin South. Whether you are an MP
for Asin
or
North.
NDC MP, at the end of the day, by election, we have one Ghana, we have one Asin man, we have one Asin North. Until who here said they're making an say we should not interfere. Say Asin court na say Nipano, a wuni pentino, and I or your party nintino. Yen trust them ni mo. Na just say assembly ekoto quarter na say wo no interest bi wo mu a eno no the say a set aside emran it undermines the independence of the judiciary. It undermines the independence of the judiciary. A question me answer adan na Adamusa kan emra de company for no ama me
wadarma e ho akohia say this anko we say o hwe ade bia sisi etwa sebi to a yenye careful esaba kwa ebia yetwa bre aban we ye woso asin yen Ghana for yetiwa ya hwehan ni se ye nuanum bi edan eye nia mo ho kire ajaajefo binum ye hu ahokeka eye attorney general's office e de call e kasa asem no kra meni interest bia wo intino ye ntwitwem ne almost is a nolly prosecute so de mo dia tum na mo jawo na mo ko
mo to say jan
eti
and no wasn't here
my we be sure wadarma be sure that eti say obi eti so wadarma so obi di sam fatuhu we bi ba say oh na de nka se bi matan kra oti edwam kra de nka ye no
odwadi jade we
mranti a mo beti aketiketi kra no
oman no beto service no
oman ko asetina ka say oh debi yen fa to baby a we de samane ye ayi kakra ne say ya sa akotu nipa no so aba
the Supreme Court of Asin of Akasa
na nipa no asin for Akasa kiane ki ono ani ebe
omahine ne nyina mu no the example a we raise yi enya emra kwan na aso na e fast one sa no le prosecute no e bai
so onye mfa samra kwan na
sabe entino bibia esekọ no the etobia no say wo mamu ha but there should be no interference.
Nobody has
institutions now wo handle case no nobody must behave so they know better than them.
Okay.
Ghana
okay. That's the word.
Yes.
Nobody should behave that they know better than them.
Because Ghana has asemsia and I who say sana lawyer for Ukrumu apa. Asemsia lawyer for who's will be a lawyer penny for a woman from court to 1960. I want who say be a pocket lawyer and I way back can see her, way back can see her, you'll be a can be an interest. And a basa that we are interfering unduly in the independent worker. I will say one year prosecuted, one year said,
baby, bottom line is that mine kabom na shun.
And I make ababisi. Yeah. I make can be busy. I was saying. Utra mensa moja beba utra jati kwesi
eno na eba
entino anije ben menya na minu ayese wo yedna kotum yedna kwesi yede adamu sakran ne kotum anije ben eno bi nyae entino sabe a de meka no se de ekoso nyina no abotre na se yenya na momo no ehu se oman no emra wo ntino emra no ayahyeche ne nso no ye wo institutions ya mandate wo mu a wo na hwe toto mura no enti se wo mu hwe toto mura no na se nya wo mu antoto anfa ankoto babia ade adwobrɛw ade pepere ade asomdwe beba na se we sore kan we sore kan we a na se ye the politics na any personal interest na eba be say the rule of law meanwhile ya bre na ya kon adrum pempenso a ye practicing the rule of law say oman bia oman ye wo mra wo mu a sise bibia say do person ko parliament eligibility kwan say ofaso obi ade da ho a kwan say ofaso handle obi tina ka mu a say ya bato say nya bato nya mra kwan so say we azoka boyu say we hwan you we de bibi be pa ko so ye Delta Force so mra asise na say pa binumu a no matter their political colors, your best say there should be no political interference. I say, and Americans do say, I say no. President Akufo-Addo ankujina bebia. Anka say, that question kwakotum. He never made that statement. So what did he say about He never made that statement.
Okay.
And you know, say, Obiso one President Akufo-Addo spokesperson.
Then okay.
Me kansi su se President Akufo-Addo ankasa na wo mo akachia no na ne kwakura ne se
then okay it one can then okay
ne kwakura ne se and trouble akopa adintini wase no about wonim na me no sa issue no oba parliament me I was the first to sign that
LGBT
private member bill.
But you still stand by it?
Sam George,
you still stand by it?
Of course.
I was the first person to sign.
So you still stand by it?
Of course.
Yeah, but
you still stand by it? But you still stand by it?
I was the first to sign, and I'm the first to endorse, and I will be the first to fight it to the end.
You still stand by it?
He will be the first to.
Does he still stand by it?
No, yeah, no, does he still stand by it?
Parliament. Oh, Parliament 2017. The very first statement I make you a parliament. It was on LGBT matter. Say yebeko so say emra wo omemu ha ebra obani obawari ebra be mane be mawari ya mamre anyintum esuma hodo nyina anyintum enti no ye nkoso amo sa emra no ho ban na ye makwan emasa na no me ba na me de ba be sise san kodrum pepenso bi kra se o se be yempa yen san famra no mpo kakra enka de ho ne ho na private members bill I was the first to sign na one echo asin of echo chan trust MPP aban ye de mra e wo parliament a ye ba beje be mane be ma wari atum ene oba ne oba awari atum ene ye pam da chipesi enya no kreda bi bi sano wo to be sweet
Pablo Wakasa Reverend
Deputy Minister for
the LGBT propaganda
gifty statement you
the LGBT
the woman can never catch you or say the teacher for not responding there is a statement or say you blame me teacher for
what
for the economic mess we find ourselves.
Oh, mama nchirem.
Oh, that be you na obechi. You na obechi.
Me nua ba
no. That's exactly what he said. The statement is here. Teacher for not responding. Teacher for not responding. Teacher for not responding.
Omo twe na no si bone. Meme na ye twam ye. The 175th anniversary of Presbyterian College of Education.
PTC ya ko boni room na ko ka.
And we can say
or say bad economic conditions as a teacher. Oh,
media me throw screenshot of the media for
the media for
and sana
I say more can we crop and they say
one in Kase.
That's me na me rapia
But for now, it doesn't hold.
Your teacher for and I'm
teacher ono teacher ono education ono ka so teacher ni he she never said such thing your kind
yeah do be a
teacher for ono ka so teacher ni
and that's a